This is the only day trading strategy you'll ever need. I call it the triple screen system. And if you don't know this, you're literally trading blind. So here's the exact setup I use. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen this before? You're watching your favorite chart. There it is, a perfect bullish candle, right off a key support level. Your favorite indicator is screaming oversold. It's the perfect setup. So you click buy. You feel that rush of excitement. And then, wham, the price reverses with a violence that makes no sense. You did everything right, but you were completely wrong. But you missed one critical aspect. The daily chart was in a massive downtrend. You were buying into institutional selling. This is the mistake that destroys most day traders. They're completely blind to what's happening on higher time frames. Check this out. 82% of losing trades happen when you're fighting the bigger trend. You're literally trading against the current while thinking you're sailing with it. So what's the solution? You need a trading strategy that checks 3 different time frames before every single entry. I'm talking about multiple time frame analysis, but simplified to its core. Think of it like Google Maps. You need the satellite view to see where you're going, the regular map to find your route, and street view to nail your exact entry point. Here's exactly how to day trade using this method. You pick 3 time frames with roughly a 4 to 6 times multiplier between them. Don't overthink the math. I'm about to give you the exact combinations that work. For day trading, use 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4-hour charts. For faster scalping, use 5-minute, 15-minute, and 1 hour. Pick one combination and stick to it. The exact multiplier doesn't matter as much as consistency. Each screen has one job. Screen 1 tells you the bias. Should you be buying or selling today? Screen 2 shows you where to enter, what levels matter right now. Screen 3 gives you the trigger. Is this the exact moment to pull the trigger? Master this sequence, and you'll never fight the market again. You'll know exactly when to trade and when to wait. Let's start with the screen that controls everything. This 5-second check will save you from 80% of losing trades. Pull up your highest time frame right now. If you're day trading with my combo, that's the 4-hour chart. You're only looking for one thing. Is the trend up or down? That's it. Here's the 2-candle test that tells you instantly. Look at the last 2 major swing points. Are we making higher highs and higher lows? That's an uptrend. You're only taking long trades today. No exceptions. Are we making lower highs and lower lows? That's a downtrend. You're only taking short trades. This isn't a suggestion. It's a rule that will save your account. I know what you're thinking. But what if I see an amazing short setup in an uptrend? Don't take it. The market is bigger than your pattern. When the 4-hour is trending up and you short the 15-minute, you're fighting an army with a knife. You might win a battle, but you'll lose the war. Let me show you the power of this simple rule. We have the 4-hour chart showing a clear uptrend. Higher high, higher low, another higher high. Green light for longs only. Meanwhile, beginners and impatient traders may concentrate on the bearish patterns on the 5-minute chart. And guess what? They all got destroyed in a few hours. Because the boss time frame said up, and the boss always wins. Now mark the major swings on this time frame. These are the zones that will control everything on your lower time frames. If the 4-hour has resistance, here, this level will affect your 15-minute trades, whether you see it or not. So mark it now and save yourself the pain. Here's the reality check. If this screen says don't trade, you don't even open the other charts. Market chopping sideways on the 4-hour. Take the day off. No clear trend, no trades. Okay, the boss has spoken. When it says up, we only look for longs. But where exactly do we buy? Screen 2 tells you. This screen shows you where the money is actually made. Drop down to your middle time frame. That's the 1 hour if you're following my day trading strategy. This is your roadmap. While screen 1 told you the direction, screen 2 shows you exactly where to enter. You're hunting for pullbacks in trends, and this time frame shows them perfectly. Let's say the 4 hour is in an uptrend. On the 1 hour, you are now looking for pullbacks to support, but not just any support. You want confluence zones where multiple factors align. Here's what I'm scanning for. Previous resistance that should now act as support. The 20-period moving average, previous swing lows, or even round numbers. When 2 or more of these line up, that's your kill zone. Watch what happened here. The 4 hour was trending up, so I dropped to the 1 hour. Price pulled back to this area, a previous resistance, and the 20 moving average was sitting near. That's a confluence zone. Potential institutional orders stacked at the same level. And here's what separates pros from amateurs. Patience. If there's no pullback, there's no trade. If price is extended way above support, you wait. The setup shape matters too. You want to see a controlled pullback, not a violent crash. Think of it like a rubber band, a gentle stretch that's ready to snap back, not one that's about to break. If price crashes through multiple support levels in one candle, that's not a pullback. That's a reversal starting. So pay attention to how price approaches your zone. Does it drift down slowly over several candles? Perfect. That's a healthy pullback. Does it spike down in one massive red candle? Danger. That's emotional selling, and it might continue. Very important. This time frame also controls your stop loss and targets. Your stop goes below the setup structure, and your target aims for the next resistance level visible on this time frame. Everything is proportional to the 1 hour chart, keeping your risk-reward clean and logical. Okay, we have our zone, but if you enter now, you are still guessing. You need surgical precision. You need confirmation. The difference between a pro entry and amateur entry is 20 pips, and those 20 pips determine whether you're profitable or not. This is where you drop to your fastest time frame, the 15-minute for our day trading example. You've already done the heavy lifting. The 4 hour said buy only. The 1 hour showed you where. Now the 15-minute tells you when. Here's what amateurs do. They see price touch their support zone and immediately market buy. Then they watch it drop another 20 pips before reversing. They entered too early. The level was right, but the timing was wrong. Here's what I do instead. I wait for rejection proof. The market needs to show me it respects that level. I'm looking for 3 specific patterns. A pin bar with a long lower wick, a bullish engulfing candle, or a momentum shift where multiple green candles start appearing. No confirmation pattern, no entry. Simple as that. Let me walk you through exactly how to trade multiple time frames. So price hits my value area. Then I see a massive bullish engulfing that closes above the previous candle. That's my trigger. Stop placement is crucial here. Your stop goes below the lowest point of the rejection pattern, not some arbitrary number. The entry execution has to be immediate once you get confirmation. No second guessing, no waiting for a better price. You did the analysis on screens 1 and 2. Screen 3 is just execution. Okay, theory is worthless without practice. Let me show you a real trade. Now let me find a setup using this exact multi-time frame strategy. Screen 1 check, pulling up the 4 hour chart. Last swing low here, last swing high here. Current price making a higher low. So we're in an uptrend. Green light for long trades only. This took me exactly 5 seconds to determine. Screen 2 scan, dropping to the 1-hour chart. Price has pulled back down to this area. That's previous resistance. The 20-period moving average sits also below. We have confluence. This is a valid setup zone for a long entry. Now on the 15-minute chart, price just touched our buy zone. Few worthless candles. There it is, a pin bar. Entry triggered. Stop loss below the rejection low. Target just below the previous 1-hour resistance. Now here's how I manage this trade using all 3 screens. The 15-minute controls my entry and initial stop. The 1-hour controls my targets and trailing stops. If we break above a major swing, I'll trail my stop to break even. The 4-hour keeps me patient. As long as the uptrend is intact, I hold. This is exactly how to day trade with multiple timeframes. Systematic, mechanical, emotion-free. And it might not sound exciting, but that's how professionals trade. Now, this strategy works perfectly, but 3 mistakes will still destroy you anyway. So even with perfect multiple time frame analysis, these 3 mistakes wipe accounts clean. First killer, time frame jumping. You enter based on your 3 screens, price goes against you, and suddenly you are checking the 5-minute, even the 1-minute looking for hope. You're searching for any time frame that confirms your bias. Stop. This is desperation, not analysis. When you pick your 3 time frames, those are the only charts you look at, period. Write them on a sticky note if you have to. Second killer, bias breaking. The daily chart screams uptrend, but you see what looks like the perfect pattern on the 15-minute. It's so clear, so obvious. You can't resist. You short it, and you get destroyed. Because you just broke the fundamental rule. Never trade against the boss time frame. Ever. No matter how perfect the setup looks. Third killer, overconfidence. You check the 1-hour, see a great setup, and immediately enter without checking the other screens. You assume they align because one looks good. This laziness will drain your account slowly but surely. The power of this strategy comes from confirmation across all 3 timeframes. Skip one and you're gambling, not trading. Here's the fix for all 3 problems. Before you start trading each day, write down your 3 timeframes. That's it. Those are the only charts I'm allowed to open. Then create a checklist. Boss trend, I get 1 point. Setup zone, another point. Trigger confirmed, 1 point. All 3 must be checked before any trade. So 3 screens, 5 minutes to check. Never on the wrong side again. While others are buying into downtrends, you'll be waiting for perfect alignment. You're not the trader who started this video. You now see in 3D. And if you're ready to fit this into a full A to Z trading system, that's what our academy is for. Link is in the description.